mysteries to the scientists and innovators who discover them, the curious and courageous who won't give up and never let go. At CAS, we celebrate their journey, providing hindsight to build upon what others have done, delivering insight to accelerate progress, revealing unseen connections and foresight that lead to a better future.
From morning coffee runs to family trips, away games, campouts, and weekend projects. No adventure is too big for the Honda lineup with available all-wheel drive. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
It feels so good to be cared for. Back up now, just a little more. The feeling someone's always there, just to show how much they care. The feeling you're not alone. Now she's a part of your home, with so much to protect each day. Caring goes a long, long way. Nationwide is on your side.
Namaste to all of you. I, Randhir Jaiswal, Consul General of India in New York, welcome you all to the Ohio Asian Festival. At the festival, you have the best of Asia, the best of India, and the best from several other countries of Asia presented before you. Their colors, their culture, their dance, their cuisines, their festivals. It will be a delight for you to soak them, to learn from them, and create a beautiful community, a beautiful society. I wish all the participants at the Ohio Asian Festival the very best. And I hope, even though this time we have this festival being done in the virtual format, it will be as enjoyable to you as it has been in the earlier years in the physical format. I hope to see you soon, and all the very best. Thank you.
In this video, we are going to learn how to write Asian Festival.
A, G, A, Matsuri,
Magandang hapon. Good afternoon. I'm Armin Sason and I chair the Sayaw Filipino. The Sayaw Filipino is a cultural dance group from the Dayton area dedicated to showcasing the Philippine culture through dance and costume. Sayaw in our native language Tagalog means dance. Our repertoire consists of dances from our Igorot, Muslim, Hispanic, and Fiesta suites, and hip-hop. Our goal is to share the Philippine culture through our dance performances and to pass on our love for the culture to future generations. Our first dance is the subli, which means stooped or bent in English. The subli refers to the posture adopted by the male dancers and is a favorite of the people in the Batangas province. The subli is a ceremonial dance honoring the Holy Cross. The Holy Cross is a patron of many towns in this region, which has a strong tradition of dance and music. The dance of subli originated in the barrio of Dinggin in Batangas. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Sayaw Filipino. Our next dance is a hip-hop dance to the song Peaches. The song is an ode by Justin Bieber to his wife Hailey Baldwin. In it, Justin makes reference to his wedding vows to his wife, his early career cutting his teeth in Georgia as a singer, his and Hailey's work life in Los Angeles, and their home in Ontario, Canada.
I got my peaches out in Georgia, yeah. I get my weed from California, not too much to go to the north, yeah. I get my life right from the source, yeah. Yeah, that's it. And I say, oh, the way I breathe you in is the texture of your skin. Around you, baby, never let you go. Oh, and I say, oh, it's nothing like your touch. It's the way you lift me up. Yeah, and I'll be
Our final dance is a fast version of the Tinikling. The Tinikling is a fiesta dance that originated in the province of Leyte in the Visayan region. It is the most popular among Philippine folk dances. The dance imitates the movement of tickling birds as they dart between grass stems, run over tree branches, and dodge bamboo traps set by rice farmers. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the Sayaw Filipino.
We are the Sayaw Filipino! And bow.
Hi, and welcome to the Columbus Kimono Yukata dressing demonstration. Yukata are a type of kimono popular at summer festivals and other casual events. They're made of cotton and can be any color with any design. They have no zippers or buttons, but use two cotton ties called himo and an informal type of obi to be worn properly. The most popular type of obi for yukata is called a hanhaba obi. Geta, a traditional shoe made of wood, can also be worn. First, check the size of your yukata. For ladies, the yukata should be about as long as you are tall, the sleeves should touch or nearly touch your wrists, and the yukata should be wide enough to wrap comfortably around your body. Next, hold the left and right collar and lift the yukata to a good length around your ankles, and bring the left panel to your right hip to see how far your left panel needs to reach to line up neatly with the right. Yukata and all other kimono should always be worn left over right. Don't forget. Once you've adjusted the left panel, open the yukata and wrap the right panel to your left hip, and then the left panel to your right hip. Using your first himo, wrap and tie off your waist. Not too loose, but not too tight. Now let's check our collar. Men and children should wear their collar flat against their neck, but for ladies, the collar should sit about a hand's width away from the nape of your neck. Next, reach down into your yukata and push the extra fabric down over the first tie. This is the ohashori. If your yukata is too short or you're wearing a men's yukata, you should skip this step. Try to make the ohashori neat and straight. Don't forget to check the back. Next, use the second tie and wrap right under the bust. Men can skip this step. Pick an obi that complements your yukata. Hanahaba obi can be made of many different types of fabric, can be any color, and with any design. They are usually about 15 centimeters or 6 inches wide and average about 4 meters or 4 yards long. You may also have an obi stiffener to make your obi stay nice and wrinkle-free, but it is not required. Today, we'll tie a butterfly knot. First, find the end of your obi, fold it in half, and hold it against your shoulder. A clip can be helpful here. Next, wrap the obi twice around your waist, just over the ohashori. Make sure it's tight but not uncomfortable. Starting at your side, create a diagonal fold and tie a knot, wrapping the short end over the long end. Pull it straight up and down. Now, find the long end of the obi and fold it about as wide as your shoulders. Once the obi is folded up, fold it in half like a hot dog. And then fold the edges back again. Now, wrap the short end around this bow and the knot you made before at least 2 times. The extra length can be tucked behind the rest of the obi. Separate the layers like a beautiful butterfly, and then turn your obi from left to right until it's centered in your back. Check that everything is neat. And you're ready. Thanks for watching.
sustainable energy strategy today can lead your business to a reliable and affordable clean energy future. The expectations of investors, customers, and employees raise the stakes no matter your industry. How will you meet the challenge? Partnering with AEP is a great first step. Our geographic diversity brings unique opportunities to generate energy by capturing the wind and absorbing the sun's rays. Our reach is an advantage for all our customers. Between now and 2030, we're adding more than 16,600 megawatts of regulated wind and solar to our offerings. Companies across all industries are joining the electrification movement, and we're leading the way. By supporting our customers in replacing and upgrading their industrial and commercial equipment, we're empowering the transition to a sustainable, reliable, clean energy future. Our own fleet of cars and light-duty trucks will convert to electric options by 2030. Medium and heavy-duty vehicles will convert when EV and hybrid options become available. As a founding member of the Electric Highway Coalition, we're building a network of high-speed chargers to make cross-country travel in EVs seamless and hassle-free. Our partnership with ChargePoint brings the most comprehensive EV charging network, with solutions for every type of business and experts who can connect you with the right solution and guide you through all the logistics. If you're considering adding EV charging capabilities to your new or expanded facilities, we can help. We also provide analysis of distribution circuit capacity for your targeted sites to help you make informed decisions. No matter where you are in the site selection process, count on us to help. Together, we can achieve a reliable, affordable, and clean energy future. Connect with us today, 1-800-360-7483 or aeped.com.
Mark is the best husband and father you could ask for. He's just a big kid.
Best man at my wedding. Just gotta keep him off the dance floor.
It feels so good to be cared for. Back up now, just a little more. The feeling someone's always there, just to show how much they care. The feeling you're not alone. Now she's a part of your home, with so much to protect each day. Caring goes a long, long way. Nationwide is on your side.
Here's to the everyday breakthroughs, to the scientists and innovators who discover them, the curious and courageous who won't give up and never let go. At CAS, we celebrate their journey, providing hindsight to build upon what others have done, delivering insight to accelerate progress, revealing unseen connections and foresight that lead to a better future.
Ryukyu Koku Matsuri Daiko literally translates to the Ryukyu Kingdom Festival Drums. Ryukyu Kingdom is the ancient name of what is presently known as the Okinawa Prefecture of Japan. The performers dance and drum simultaneously to an exciting blend of traditional and contemporary Okinawan music. It is also a dynamic blend of traditional dance moves and karate forms. The original group was established in 1982. There are 47 chapters in Japan and 28 chapters in 6 countries with a total of over 2,500 members. Ohio chapter was established in 2013. There are 11 adult members and 3 junior members, and we perform various cultural events and enjoy sharing our Okinawan culture. We will be performing 3 songs today. The first song is called Mirukumanari, which means a celebration of good harvest. The second song is called Kudaka. It's about one of the islands of Okinawa. And the final song is called Shinkanucha. Shinkanucha is an Okinawan dialect and it means we are all friends. I hope you enjoy the performance.
Martial Arts Academy in Westerville, Ohio.
Okay. Can you give us a little bit of background about it, your academy?
We focus on Tong Soo Do, Hapkido, Taekwondo, and other traditional Korean martial arts. We also offer kickboxing, sambo, and a broad spectrum approach to martial arts instruction.
Good. And can you introduce your team members here?
Absolutely. This is Amy Gossard.
Hi, Amy.
Hi. This is Rose Glover. Doesn't ring a bell. This is Josie, and her mom Jennifer Lee. This is Tiffany, who's Rose's mom.
Okay.
This is instructor Logan Merrill, and instructor Crystal Tope.
Okay. So who's the youngest here?
Me.
All of you guys. Okay. How long you been training?
A little over a year.
Over a year. How do you like it?
It's great. I have a lot of friends here and the people.
Okay. Cool. And then how long you been with the academy?
A dozen years, sir.
It's over a year?
Yes, sir. 12
Okay.
years, sir.
12 years?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. How about you?
37.
37 years. Wow.
Yes. I trained at a Japanese martial arts studio in Chillicothe, Ohio, under Don Madden.
Okay.
These guys are amazing, and you have to love them once you meet them.
Cool, cool, cool. Thank you for being a part of Asian Festival virtual event. Do you guys have to say anything about the Asia Festival? You've been part of it for a long time?
Yeah, we've been participating in the Asian Festival since the early 2000s. I think 2005 was our first performance, so this would be our 16th year running. Obviously, last year we weren't able to participate, but it's a privilege to be a part of the community and a privilege to be able to represent traditional martial arts in the country of South Korea.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. You guys did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Good job, guys.
Perfect.
Everybody okay?
Yeah. Okay, good. Speak. Like this. Right hand front kick 3. Go. Hey. Yep. Hey. Good. Speak. Ha. Hey. Hey. Good. Speak. Round kick. Ha. Hey. Down. Hey. Good. Speak. Ha. Hey. Hey. Street. To the side. Up. Hey. Hey. Yep. Street. Up. Hey. Hey. Yep. Now, you guys see the rest one? Jump it up. Hit. Speak. Up. Hit. 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 Up. Elbow. Up. Up. Right foot in front, left elbow. Try to put yourself in the same spot you were as much as possible, okay? Okay. Up! High block strike, front kick, high block strike, front kick, jump back fist. Hey! Hey! Hey!
Assumption.
Here's to the everyday breakthroughs, to the scientists and innovators who discover them, the curious and courageous who won't give up and never let go. At CAS, we celebrate their journey, providing hindsight to build upon what others have done, delivering insight to accelerate progress, revealing unseen connections and foresight that lead to a better future.
From morning coffee runs to family trips, away games, campouts, and weekend projects. No adventure is too big for the Honda lineup with available all-wheel drive. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
It feels so good to be cared for. Back up now, just a little more. The feeling someone's always there, just to show how much they care. The feeling you're not alone. Now she's a part of your home, with so much to protect each day. Caring goes a long, long way. Nationwide is on your side.
Everybody salute! What is Kung Fu?
Supreme skills from hard work. We're here at the studio of international Kung Fu world champion Master Sen Gao, who trains up students, both adults and kids alike. Thank you for joining us today.
Yes, my
Master
pleasure.
Gao,
Yes.
congratulations are in order because you just got your U.S. citizenship, correct?
Yes, last week, Wednesday.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Now, when it comes to your students and teaching Kung Fu, what are the main things that you want them to learn?
I teach students be a warrior, good self-control, discipline, know when is good time to fight, when is good time to walk away, and many martial arts values. We teach them.
And a lot of times with Kung Fu, it's not on the offense, but it's about the defense, correct?
Yes, used for self-defense. We're not pick a fight, you know. I just use for self-defense. It's better.
It's so great. And again, you teach character, you teach values.
Yes.
And something and a place you learn that is through the Asian Festival. To you, why is the Asian Festival so important?
The Columbus Asian community started going up, and it's a good chance to share Asian culture to the community, and I'm part of one.
That is awesome. And we love when you have the opportunity to share it. And that's what we're about to see right now. What performances are our viewers about to experience?
We're teaching, now later we'll do the Chinese martial arts, Kung Fu.
Okay.
Also we say Kung Fu, it means supreme skill from hard work. And later we have show everyone is forms, weapons, and a little bit fighting arts with the kids. And that's all.
Everybody salute! Stop! Go! 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 Yee-ha! Go! Ha-ha-ha! Go! 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 ha ha ha! Yee ha ha ha! Yee ha ha ha! Finish! Salute! Fight! Yeah! Yeah! Ha 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 ha! Yeah! What? Yeah! Yeah! Ha ha ha! Ha! Oh! Yeah! Go! Run! What is Kung Fu?
Japanese skills from
Everybody salute! What is Kung Fu?
Yes! Great job, guys! Ain't gonna try to take their lunch money anytime soon. Hey, if you want to find out more information about Master Gao's classes, you can visit his website, ohwushu.com, and make sure you watch them at this weekend's virtual Asian Festival. Great job! Perfect!
Kintsugi Sushi Bar. We just started like last January 2020. No, actually 2021. And we are Kintsugi Sushi Bar, and what the Kintsugi means is like the Kintsugi. I'm gonna show you right here. This is the it's like the Kintsugi means golden joinery. What it means is like you use the golds to fill the cracks and for the broken like pottery and stuff. Instead of hiding the brokerage by using the like a clear glue or something like that, we just gonna highlight the cracks or chips. It's just a history of the product, or even like yourself, or it's even the community. So basically, we are the one that we are the gold to fill the broken pieces, such as like people or community, and so we are creating the community here by providing our food that we believe that people enjoy. I'm from Tokyo, Japan. Grown up in Hachioji, a little town outside of the city of the metropolitan of Tokyo. And I moved to the United States when I was 19 as an international student. And well, since then I've actually done some like a different career before. After graduating from college in Texas, I was in the automotive industry, and after doing some like project management career, and I'm actually moved forward to follow my dreams, and then I wanted to be like an entrepreneur, and I wanted to create my own stuff that I think people would enjoy. I came back to the United States in 2016 after I graduated from Tokyo Sushi Academy, which is it's located in Tokyo. And then after I came back to the United States, I started working at the Japanese Michelin star restaurant in East Village in New York City. And after I had some training there, I came back to Ohio, where my wife is from, and we've actually started out with the new business in North Market downtown. It's called Satori Ramen Bar. The ramen is actually one of the foods that I really enjoy besides sushi, and I thought there's a really good market that, in the United States, but I thought it's missing in like good ramen is missing in Columbus. So I wanted to create that first, and then I wanted to leave out from the restaurant to make the new Kintsugi Sushi Bar. Okay. All right. So I'm now making hand roll sushi, which is it's like a mini burrito, but it's a small size that you can basically bite off with your hand. And it's called in Japanese. It's called temaki sushi, which is really popular in Japan, and to make sushi at home. So this is something like you would really enjoy doing at home. And my family used to make it like for the celebration, like a birthday, family gathering, and all of that. And what I'm doing here is putting some nori onto, put some rice onto nori, and put the little piece, big, because this is gonna be the end to fold it into here. So the stuff that comes in, inside doesn't come out. And then with a little bit of wasabi. And this is our signature stuff. We developed the soy sauce jelly. yeah, this is the only thing that I think you can find only here and not anywhere else. And what it does, basically, you don't have to dip in the soy sauce. It's already soy sauce inside of this hand roll. And then what you need to do is to just eat it. So here we go. I'm gonna make some salmon roll. And pull in. So this is the hand roll, and basically you can just eat it like this.
Cool. Now, if you want to put that in a plate, and then we'll display that later on all together.
Okay. Shrimp roll.
So you're making a new one. It's called the what is it called?
It's called fried shrimp roll.
Okay.
Same way, rice. Kind of evenly like this. And then this time, I'm gonna put some. This is a caramelized onion. And a little bit of cabbage, lettuce. The mozzarella cheese. And just melt it out a little bit with a torch. And this is tonkatsu sauce. And this is fried shrimp. Goes in the middle for the nori and load it out.
What is he doing?
So he's doing some rolling, more cut rolls for the catering.
Okay.
Oh, this is the yakitori grill, which is Japanese skewer, and now I'm deep frying the Brussels sprouts right here. Salt and pepper. Both sides. And this is bacon asparagus.
Okay.
This is the yakitori skewers.
Let me do it from this side. So explain me a little bit about this grill. It's very unique.
Right. So originally, like we had it like this grill kind of intend to use like with the real charcoal, but because the building issue, that we can't really use the real charcoal, but we are using the briquette that kind of gives the same effect to make the chicken that kind of make it more tender, like
Yes.
when you grill it.
So is this like a custom-made grill, or?
Yes.
Okay. It's very unique. And then is that the charcoal in there?
Yes.
Okay.
So in the charcoal here, it's basically the bottom part is like a gas grill, and in this charcoal, like a briquette, kind of disperse the heat.
Heat. Okay. Looking yummy.
And this is also very well-known item on the like a street food in Japan.
Okay.
So if you're going to like a festival, you'll find this kind of stuff. And also, like, this is a popular item at the like a Japanese like a bars or like some like a little eatery, and it's called.
So I see a lot of drinks you offer. Anything special about these drinks?
Yes. So the green tea is almost always popular in Japan. Anywhere you go in Japan, like a convenience store, there's a bunch of different kind of tea in the pet bottle. And we also have like four kinds. We are missing one, just a regular green tea right here. But what we have right now is the jasmine green tea. This is like a bold green tea and a oolong tea over here. And this one is a ramen drink. It's a carbonated drink with the flavor. And one is blueberry, orange, and yuzu right here, right now. These are really popular in Japan, especially in a festival. A lot of kids want to drink it because it's fun. What it does is actually get like a bubble inside. If you open up, and actually there's a plunger you can use. And there's like this one pops out. There's another plunger in here. And there's actually the marble inside. And push it down to pump it out.
Yes. Good.
Okay, welcome to a Chinese restaurant, Chili Spot. Hello, welcome to a Chinese restaurant, Chili Spot in Kennedy Center. And this is a typically Sichuan cuisine in China. And what in front of us are 5 dishes, and typically from our chef, very famous chef Zhen. In front of you, you can see that Kung Pao chicken, mapo tofu, dry fried string bean, and pork shred with garlic sauce, and also, of course, egg rolls. And this is Chef Zhen at the Chili Spot in Kennedy Center. And he is from a province called Sichuan. That's where those dishes are famous from. I have a question. 然后呢，再一个问题，这个中国的特色是什么？让会吸引更多的顾客来。
我准备的调料就是这些，就是宫保鸡跟那个跟那个鱼香肉丝的。
Dr. Lu, what is he cooking right now? Tofu, okay. Oh, can you keep it there? Can you move it over there or something? Yes.
So the first one,
The big two.
fried string beans. Second one is the 舀一勺那个 sauce 嘛，舀一勺那个鱼香 sauce。
郑师傅，您从哪里来的？
我来自四川。
哪一个城啊？
四川省广汉市。
A village called Guanghan in Sichuan. That's where he is from. In fact, that Sichuan is also the province I was brought up, and when I was young, and stayed there from my age from 2 to 8. 您这些菜哪些佐料是你用的最普通的？
最常用的就是四川的郫县豆瓣，它是川菜的灵魂。
I asked him what kind of sauce and also what kind of spicy he used the most, and his answer is that a broad bean paste that is very useful for all the dishes here. 你来了 Columbus 有多久了？
我来了差不多2个月。
Okay, Chef Zheng said that he has been in Columbus for only 2 months because this place is a new restaurant here in Columbus. 你觉得 Columbus 怎么样？印象怎么样？
印象很好，很美丽的城市。
I asked him that how is his impression about Columbus, and he said that he liked it because it's a really moderate and a very beautiful city. 最后这个你觉得为什么你们这个餐馆会吸引顾客？
我们这里的菜肴，还有佐料，还有就是包括人吧，都是四川特产，四川来的，做出了就是说在异国他乡吃到正宗的四川味道。
I did ask him, why he is thinking that he can attract a lot of people come, the patronage, and his answer is that because the dishes here is genuine from Sichuan province, and that is very, very famous, one of the 5 major cuisines in China. And what he used, all the material are all genuine, and also the sauces are all from Sichuan. That's why he is confident that the restaurant customers will like here and will come here for their dishes.
And what kind of flavors and spices enhance your food?
As I said, one very famous spice is called the broad bean paste, and that is spicy, however, very tasty.
Okay.
Welcome to China, a vast country with an immense history, and easily one of the most captivating travel destinations in the world. From the ruins of the Great Wall to vibrant megacities, from surreal mountain landscapes to charming riverside villages. Today's China is a beautiful, complicated and fascinating place. I traveled to China independently for more than a decade on several occasions. And in this video, I will share with you my personal top 10 places to visit. We begin our journey in Fanghuang, a beautiful riverside village in central China. Fanghuang was built more than 300 years ago. As a border town between Han civilization and minorities living in the nearby mountains. With its strategic location, Fanghuang quickly became a center of trade and cultural exchange. Residents started using profits to build unique wood and stilled houses, stone towers, bridges, and a defensive city wall. Some of these structures are still intact, while others have been restored or rebuilt. One of the best ways to appreciate the village is from the water. Countless boats are sailing down the river every day, operated by seemingly tireless workers. In recent years, Fanghuang has become a major tourist destination, and the arrival of Chinese tour groups is quickly changing the character of the town. As a foreign traveler, it can sometimes be overwhelming to deal with these crowds. But if you pick the right moments, you can still enjoy some of Fanghuang's old world charm. The next destination is Harbin, a city of over 5 million people in the northeast of China. Just a small backwater at the turn of the 20th century, Harbin started to expand with the arrival of a Russian railway line, which connected the town to Vladivostok. The Russian influence is still visible today, perhaps most notably in the Orthodox Church of Saint Sophia. Harbin is a popular place to visit year-round, but things really get busy in winter, when millions of people usually flock to the city to visit the famous Ice and Snow Festival. Thousands of workers prepare for many weeks in bitterly cold conditions, building temples, sculptures and palaces, all made from ice and snow. Except for admiring the artwork, there are also many winter activities on offer. And as you walk around, you will see people sledding, skating, using ice bicycles, and colorful tubes. While spectacular during the day, my favorite time to visit the festival is around sunset. At twilight, the ice sculptures are lit up with beautiful neon lights, creating a magical atmosphere. Temperatures also drop dramatically, so be sure to wear enough layers. After Harbin, we travel to Yangshuo, in the south of China. The region between Yangshuo and Guilin boasts some of the most breathtaking landscapes in the country, with otherworldly limestone hills and mountains, mixed with green farmland and charming villages. Many travelers plan a few days in this area, but end up staying longer, captivated by the natural beauty and relaxed vibe. Coming here also provides a good insight into rural life in China. While China's urbanization is continuing at breakneck speed, around 40% of the population, almost 600 million people, still live in the countryside. Life can be tough here, as much of the work is done by hand, even if more communities are able to afford machinery. One of the best things to do in Yangshuo is to rent a bicycle and simply start pedaling. Another popular way to get around is by bamboo raft, floating down some of the many rivers in the region. Yangshuo itself can feel a bit crowded, but the surrounding countryside is quintessential rural China. I recommend staying in one of the nearby villages, waking up to a view of rice paddies and the sound of chirping crickets. Next up is Beijing, the nation's capital. Beijing has a history that reaches back more than 3,000 years. It's the political center of China, but also brims with culture and creativity. A good place to start exploring the city is Tiananmen Square, where Mao Zedong proclaimed the People's Republic of China, an event that changed the course of the country drastically. These days the square is a hotspot for Chinese tourists and gets especially busy on national holidays. Across from Tiananmen lies the Forbidden City, arguably the most interesting historical site in Beijing. Off limits for 500 years, hence its name, this is the largest and best preserved cluster of ancient buildings in China. 2 dynasties of emperors lived here, who only left the walled city when they really had to. Other landmarks in Beijing include the Summer Palace and the Temple of Heaven Park, a beautiful complex of religious buildings in the south of the city. Watching the daily life in the parks and some of the remaining hutongs, narrow alleyways in traditional neighborhoods, is perhaps equally rewarding. You might come across people playing jiangzi, best described as a mix of badminton and football, or mahjong, the classic Chinese tile game. Don't leave the city without tasting, or at least smelling, Peking duck, a dish first served to emperors, and watching a show of Beijing opera. A must-do when in Beijing is visit the Great Wall, a series of fortifications that were built along the borders of ancient Chinese states and later Imperial China. These stretches were linked when China was unified in the Qing dynasty more than 2,000 years ago and became known as the Great Wall of China. While possible as a day trip, you do run the risk of extreme crowds at Badaling, a restored part closest to Beijing. With more time, it pays off to do an overnight trip to, for instance, Hubekou or Jianshanling, where you will find quiet stretches of unrestored wall. Next spot on my list is the incredible Zhangjiajie National Park, which features some of the most surreal natural landscapes in the world. The mountains in this region contain more than 3,000 pinnacles, peaks and spires and can be found in many ancient Chinese paintings. More recently, they were the inspiration of the Hallelujah Mountains of Pandora in the immensely popular movie Avatar. Zhangjiajie is actually part of a larger national park called Wulingyuan Scenic Area, and it's easy to spend a couple of days here. Getting around the park is relatively straightforward, with a dense network of walkways, stairs, buses and cable cars. If that wasn't enough, there are also glass elevators, electric monorails and escalators cutting right through some of the mountains. A recent addition to all the man-made attractions is the Zhangjiajie Glass Bridge, which is designed to hold up to 800 people at a time. Walking the bridge can be an exhilarating experience as you stare down the 300 meters deep canyon underneath. Welcome to Lhasa, the spiritual heartland of Tibet. Arriving here feels like stepping into a different world. The first views of the magnificent Potala Palace are unforgettable. This is the historical seat of the Tibetan government and former winter residence of the Dalai Lama, the spiritual leader of the Tibetan people, who is currently living in exile in India. Tibet has had a tumultuous history dating back to the 7th century and has known periods of independence and occupation by Chinese and Mongolian dynasties. More recently, in 1950, it was invaded by Communist China, which has ruled the region ever since. Much has been written about the Tibetan issue, and it's a good idea to read up before you travel here. And note that foreign travelers can only visit Tibet as part of a tour. A good way to start exploring Lhasa is by joining pilgrims making a traditional kora, as they walk around the Potala Palace turning prayer wheels and mumbling mantras. Kora is a combination of pilgrimage and meditative practice in Tibetan Buddhism. It's also possible to climb the Potala Palace, but make sure to take your time, as Lhasa is located at an altitude of over 3,600 meters. Another spot not to miss is the Sera Monastery, one of the largest in Tibet and an important center of education. Come here for the daily debating session, when monks discuss philosophical and religious topics inside of their courtyards. My favorite area to visit is called Barkor, essentially the spiritual center of the city. Countless pilgrims walk around the Yokhang temple, where they perform prostration, a ritual meant to purify negative thoughts and bad karma. Some prostrate all the way from their villages to Lhasa, a journey that can take several months, but most take part in shorter versions. After Lhasa, we travel to eastern China to visit Shanghai, a city like no other in the country. Its iconic skyline is one of the main drawcards and often touted as a symbol of China's immense economic growth. But it's not all glitz and glamour here, as the city also boasts some incredible historic architecture, beautiful parks and laid-back neighborhoods. Most travelers start their trip to Shanghai on the Bund, a waterfront promenade lined with former Western consulates and financial institutions. Many of the buildings are now used as restaurants, bars and fashion stores, and provide a stunning contrast with the modern skyline of Pudong, Shanghai's business district. Mostly farmland only 3 decades ago, this spectacle of fancy skyscrapers has become a major financial hub. Some of the buildings have observation decks from where you can get stunning views over the city. Shanghai is a city of commerce, which is best seen by walking Nanjing Lu, a pedestrian shopping street in the heart of the city. More traditional neighborhoods still exist, but you have to look closely these days to find them. Walking some of the narrow alleyways of this old Shanghai is an adventure on its own, and it's easy to get lost, both in time and place. This authentic Shanghai, however, is disappearing fast, as many buildings are replaced by apartment towers and shopping malls. It's the story of Shanghai, a city in constant flux, changing all the time. And who dares to guess what it will look like in a few decades? After all this urban exploring, it's time to travel to the Yuanyang rice terraces, a rural wonderland in southern China. For more than 1,000 years, the local Han people have been developing an intricate system of rice terraces, making use of the unique climate in the region. As water evaporates from river valleys below, it forms fog and clouds that are trapped between the mountains. Rainfall then fills the terraces, and this cycle continues year-round. You can stay in one of the many villages. Except for the incredible views, it's a great way to experience some of the rural life up close. I highly recommend to visit one of the nearby food markets. There are colorful events with many people wearing their traditional dress, and provide a great opportunity to witness local customs and taste some of their regional food. Next up is Qingdao, one of China's most beautiful coastal cities. Set on the shores of the Yellow Sea with rolling green hills as backdrop, it surely is a scenic place. Many Chinese tourists come here to visit the beaches and eat some of the best seafood in the country. But it was the German architecture that caught my eye when I first arrived here. German naval officers invaded Qingdao in the late 19th century and left their mark on the city, building railway lines, churches, villas, schools, and even a brewery. Qingdao is now one of China's largest beer producers. Perhaps the most striking building is St. Michael's Catholic Church. The church has a beautiful interior, but equally interesting is what often takes place on the outside. Soon-to-be married brides and grooms wearing Western-style dresses take orders from busy camera crews. The wedding industry is booming in China, with a rising middle class able to afford more extravagant festivities. And pre-wedding photo shoots are very popular. Qingdao also has a modern part, which feels like an entirely different city. It's only a short taxi or subway ride away from the old town, but I suggest using the waterfront promenade, where you can walk through some beautiful areas of the city. Make sure to check out the marina, which hosted sailing competitions of the Beijing Olympics. And stay around until the evening, when the skyline is lit up with a spectacular light show. We finish our journey in Hong Kong, seen by many as the perfect fusion between East and West, and one of my favorite cities in the world. It's a modern metropolis, but also a cultural powerhouse. It's easy to fall in love with Hong Kong at first sight, with its amazing skyline and backdrop of green mountains. But for many, this is only where the story begins. The city was part of Britain for almost a century, the result of negotiations with the Chinese Empire after the infamous Opium Wars. Over the years, the people of Hong Kong managed to build a flourishing society with democratic freedoms and their own identity. Some of these freedoms, however, have come under pressure after the city was handed back to China in 1997. The city has seen massive protests, with people voicing their concern and grievances over China's growing influence. It's a good idea to read up on the situation in Hong Kong before you travel here. One of the best ways to start exploring Hong Kong is to visit the spectacular Victoria Peak. Here you can admire the jaw-dropping urban landscape of the city. You can reach the peak by taxi or on a steep hike, but most travelers use the historic Victoria Peak tram, a gravity-defying attraction that should not be missed. Another way to appreciate the city's skyline is to sail the classic Star Ferry across Victoria Harbour. For just a few Hong Kong dollars, this is probably the best value trip in the city. Hong Kong is a breeze to get around and boasts a very efficient public transport system, including an extensive metro network, double-deck trams, and even helicopters for those who can afford it. For some travelers, Hong Kong is a shopper's paradise. And sometimes it feels like the city is one giant shopping mall, as many buildings are connected by air-conditioned walkways. Others come here for their Cantonese food, which is some of the best in Asia. From luxurious restaurants to street food markets and local eateries, there is something for everyone. For a different side of Hong Kong, head to some of the tranquil islands or visit the Big Buddha statue, located in a major Buddhist center in the mountains. But it's the streets of Kowloon district and beyond that really make me love Hong Kong. This is the cultural heartland of the city, where traditional neighborhoods mix with bustling street markets. It feels overwhelming in some parts, yet surprisingly peaceful in others. Visit one of the many temples, browse some of the markets, sample local cuisine, or simply walk around and be surprised by this magnificent city. And that concludes my personal top 10 favorite places to visit in China. A country so vast that it can be explored for years. I hope this video gave you some inspiration, or at least provided a glimpse into a country that was closed for so long, but slowly opens itself to the world. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope to see you again next time. Travel safely.
Here's to the everyday breakthroughs, to the scientists and innovators who discover them, the curious and courageous who won't give up and never let go. At CAS, we celebrate their journey, providing hindsight to build upon what others have done, delivering insight to accelerate progress, revealing unseen connections and foresight that lead to a better future.
From morning coffee runs to family trips, away games, campouts, and weekend projects. No adventure is too big for the Honda lineup with available all-wheel drive. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
It feels so good to be cared for. Back up now, just a little more. The feeling someone's always there, just to show how much they care. The feeling you're not alone. Now she's a part of your home, with so much to protect each day. Caring goes a long, long way. Nationwide is on your side.
Good afternoon. My name is George Hicks. I work at Mary Haven. I'm a prevention specialist, part of the gambling intervention program at Mary Haven in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, hi, my name is Danny Nam. I'm the Senior Services and Special Programs Director at Asian American Community Services.
And today we're here to talk about gambling in the Asian community. As we've done work statewide, one of the at-risk groups identified by the state of Ohio is the Asian American community. Working at Mary Haven, there were 3 other groups, males, 18 to 25, seniors and Asians. But we always had a problem or a challenge speaking with the Asian community about gambling. So Danny and I, we've been friends for a long time. We've worked together in the community. So I came to Danny, I said, Danny, we need to do this project together. Could you help me out getting into the Asian community to begin to get an understanding about gambling? Is there a problem? How the Asian community feels about gambling? And Danny told me when I said that.
Yeah. So, Mr. Hicks was asking, what's the strategy to combat problem gambling in the Asian community? So the state was essentially asking, what's the Asian strategy? And so I had to pretty much lay out to the state that, we have 20 plus different ethnic groups within the Asian population. In other words, one size doesn't fit all. So if you sent, let's say, a Vietnamese gentleman who struggles with a gambling addiction to the Lao Temple, or sent a Nepali Bhutanese gentleman to the Korean church, it just wouldn't work out. We have vastly different cultures, different languages, and so it was important for us to address that to the state. So basically what we did in 2018 was we created the Asian Gambling Prevention Project, and it was a research project that focused on 11 largest Asian populations here in Franklin County. And what we did was we held focus groups, and it was important for me to really document each one of these populations' immigration histories and gambling norms. So it was a very, very fruitful project. It was really educational for me to learn about, for example, let's say Mr. Byung-Jik Lim coming in the 1910s to become the first Korean immigrant to this Columbus area, or learning about the Cambodian or Lao and Vietnamese populations coming here in the late 70s and 80s as refugees. And then, other stories as well too, like different war brides of Asian descent, who all kind of got together at this one grocery store called Sam's Carryout, because that was the only place that had soy sauce at the time. So as much as it was, stories about gambling and, like different games and different cultural norms surrounding gambling, it was also a project to document the histories of different Asian people here in Franklin County.
Yeah, because what we found is, if we're going to relate to a community, we need to understand the background. And particularly for those who are not Asian, we just say, Asian is one monolithic group. But once we began to get the immigration story, particularly for me, it was like, it's just fascinating that the flavor of each community and the contribution. So then when we finally got around to talking about gambling, it was the same thing. Every community is different. There may be common games, but we found that Koreans gambled a certain way, Filipinos, Chinese, and we just, for phase one, we got a little summary to work off of. So now we're beginning to go to phase two, but I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Right, because there's going to be, different, you mentioned games and stuff, like, Cambodians might play Klak Lok, Koreans might play Hwatu, and they don't know about, those populations don't know about each other's games. So what were some of the intervening variables or like contributing factors to problem gambling?
Like you said, when we say intervening variables, it's a prevention term, but what are the issues? Basically the issues that help contribute to an issue. Number one is ease of access. It's so easy to gamble. We have the casinos, we have lottery, we have cultural festivals. One of the things we found out is, like in many Asian communities, gambling is just ingrained in most communities. Gambling is ingrained in the culture. So our second variable was the ease of,
cultural norms.
Yeah, cultural norms, and also perception of harm. Like a lot of people, I remember talking with you, Danny, and myself too, when I got into, we don't have a problem. The perception is really, gambling is really not a problem until you begin to get in and talk about personal things that happen in your life, and then as you do more research. Like I remember you telling me that, I remember this, we don't have a problem. Then we began to think about it, so wait a minute, this relative Like I had a relative who died coming back from the casino.
I have as well.
Yeah. So, and then the third one is just as immigrants to this country, there's a whole sense of isolation. And you were telling me even about loss of status.
Yeah, loss of status. Maybe a particular person was revered or had a certain position in their homeland, but that didn't translate when they came to the United States. So gambling could be kind of like a way to deal with that and cope with the stress. There's also socioeconomic barriers. There's language barriers and difficulty in assimilation as well.
So, as we did this, like Danny said, we wrote a report, and you can go on the website for OMAS, Ohio Mental Health and Addiction Services, and the report is on there. It's gotten a lot of accolades statewide, and we said, well, we need to do phase 2. Right. That was good for phase 1, so now we're working on phase 2. So, Danny, what are we going to do on phase 2?
Yeah, so phase 2, and this is where we need the community's assistance, is we're going to be holding, 7 different focus groups with the populations that we identified as most at risk within the Asian community. So that's Korean, Vietnamese, Chinese, Filipino, Lao, Cambodian, and Nepali Bhutanese. So we'll be hosting focus groups, and participants will be compensated, and we'll be trying to learn more about, delve more into this issue. And then on top of that, we're also going to have Mary Haven in the state do a training for all the Asian community workers, health workers, and so that if and when they run into a situation where someone is struggling with gambling addiction, they'll know how to handle that. And then last but not least, we're going to be creating an introductory video on this topic of Asian gambling that we could use in further trainings, workshops, presentations all throughout the nation.
So like Danny said, what we're asking for is, we call it speak up, tell your story. If we don't tell our story, as communities tell their own story, then we can get the richness and the diversity so that we can begin to address the issue. We all know that there's a real issue. They say there probably in 2021, they estimate $174 billion in gambling worldwide in the Asian community. So we know there's an issue, but we know that unless we hear from the community itself, we can't develop strategy. So we're inviting people, and we'll have information, contact information. We're inviting members from the community to join our focus group so that we can hear, you can speak up, tell your own story, so no one tells a story for us.
That's right. We good? All right, that's it.
Do you guys want to just talk about Mary Haven, what it does and what it not, or just kind of give it a little bit of details?
Sure. Yeah, Mary Haven is over 50-year. Mary Haven drug and alcohol treatment for over 50 years. And about 5 years ago, we received funding from the state of Ohio to begin to do gambling treatment and prevention. So we're one of the premier agencies in Franklin County for treatment, mental health, and gambling. In AACS.
Yeah, Asian American Community Services, we're a nonprofit agency serving Asian residents here in Franklin County. So we have a multitude of programs. We have an after-school and summer program for low-income at-risk youth. We also have educational programs like ESL classes, Ikebana classes. We also help victims of domestic violence and human trafficking. And we also have senior services. So we have 2 programs that work with the Cambodian and Korean senior populations, helping them with things like transportation, translation, government benefits, and a lot more too. If you're interested, give me a call.
So if you're interested, we have a small video we're going to show. It's just an invitation how to get involved in the program and how to contact Danny and I.
So is this both organization, Mary Haven, and your organization as well, they both are nonprofit?
Correct.
Yes.
They both are nonprofit organizations. Yes. Okay. And then it's volunteer run, or how that works?
Are they what?
Is it both organizations are volunteer run organization?
No, we have, they're fully staffed.
Okay.
We get funding For our program, we get funding from the state of Ohio and also our local the Adam Board of Franklin County Adam Board funds the prevention side of our gambling program.
Okay.
Oh, man, I forgot about the free clinic too. Should I do my part again?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Yeah. Our Asian American Community Services is a nonprofit serving Asian residents of Franklin County, and we have a multitude of programs, starting with after-school program and summer program for low-income at-risk youth. We also have programs for victims of domestic violence and human trafficking. We also have programs for seniors, helping them with things like transportation, translation, and government benefits. And we also have educational programs like ESL classes, Ikebana classes, and lastly, we have a free clinic for those who don't have access to healthcare.
Okay. Cool. And then how many people are there who are involved in Mary Heaven?
Well, we have several programs. We have
and if you don't know the numbers, don't worry about it.
We have inpatient and we have outpatient.
Okay.
We have opiates with the opiate addiction. We have a whole wing.
No, don't worry about it. That's fine. We'll take it up.
Yeah,
if somebody wants to join your organization or volunteer, how that works?
Yeah. So at the end of this, how you said like you can see the video. We have a little 1-minute video, which is an invitation to participate in the gambling project.
Okay.
So if you could like attach that video to the end of our presentation.
Sure.
And it'll have all our contact info.
It'll have contact info.
Okay.
How to get
No problem. Perfect. That's good.
Okay.
We okay?
Yes, we are okay. We good.
Deepen my voice, please.
restaurant is named Spice 9, which it signifies like 9 spices which we use predominantly in Indian cooking. There's more number of them, but like 9 spices play a major role, like fenugreek, like basil, like pepper, like turmeric, all those things. So, so we kind of themed it after the spices. We do a lot of clay oven, which is called tandoor. A lot of stuff, which is kind of healthier compared to, a lot of oil-based cooking. So more than half of our menu comes out of oven. So
Look like half of the dishes here also out of oven as well.
Absolutely.
Such as, if you can tell me, look like this right here. What do we have here?
That's tandoor chicken.
Okay.
This is predominantly you can see in any Indian restaurant, but we do it very palatable to the customers here because we make it juicy and also very tasty. It's a medium on the spice, but very juicy. That's very popular over here.
Okay. And then I see your fish. And tell me a little bit about the bread, because I hear that those also come out of tandoor as well.
Absolutely. This is probably there's no household which doesn't know garlic naan. It's kind of become very popular. You find them everywhere now. But our garlic naan, we use a very good amount of garlic and spices. It's very tasty, and we recommend our customers dine in, or even if they take out, we recommend to eat them quickly because the taste is so good when you eat them fresh.
Yes. Ram, tell me a little bit about some other dishes. You have some here.
I have like tandoori fish.
Okay.
It's made of pomfret fish. So they marinate the fish for like at least like 1 day before with all the spices. And this is one of our top seller. People come for like the tandoori fish and like they love it.
It's a whole fish, just like you find them in some restaurants, popular seafood restaurants. We take the whole pomfret fish, marinate it, and then cook it in the tandoor oven with the turmeric and all the spices in.
Yes.
It's pretty popular. It's the taste-wise, it's not sweet, neither sweet nor sour. It's kind of more of a fish, seafood kind of taste for you.
Yes. And then I see the dosa here as well. It's my favorite. I love it. The size of it and everything is really big. The way you guys have made it, I have seen it happening in the back. Very, very nice. Tell me a little bit more about some other dishes you have on the menu.
We have, Indian food. It's pretty popular there's a lot of vegetarian variety in Indian food. So we have both the South Indian, North Indian, East Indian, all, India is such a vast country, there's so much variety. So we have, we try to cover, vegetarian varieties from all parts of India. You'll find at least one or two dishes from every part of India. And meat, we have fish, we have chicken, and we have goat. We try to get fresh halal meat, always halal meat. And we try to get fresh baby goat and stuff. So, we have like Indian food, the Mughlai, the North Indian style, the South Indian more spicier side. We have all kinds of dishes.
Okay.
And our chefs do know a lot more. Due to COVID, we try to restrict the menu to a smaller. But like if we have requests from the customer for a specific dish, we try to get it done. And right now, the Eid time, Ramzan time, so we have the Ramzan special all over India, that is called Halim, which is ground goat which has been, marinated for a whole night, and then you add ghee to it, you add all different spices and stuff to it. It's very popular. People all over India eat, though you don't, everybody, Hindus, Muslims, everybody eat that. So we have the Halim, which is a Ramzan special right now. We will have that for the whole month. So we try to bring specials every month. We'll have something special. Try to accommodate new taste buds and everything.
And I can add about our authentic biryanis. So those are like one of the top sellers too. People come for biryani. They love that one.
Yeah.
And biryani, like we have veg biryani, we have chicken biryani, and we have like goat biryani too.
Yeah.
And for like, you can add about the Spice 9 special.
Spice 9 special, which is a boneless chicken biryani, which is very popular as well. And then, Indian Chinese is so popular in India, back in India. So we did add a few items which are made with predominantly soya and tofu and all that stuff. So we do have like a Indian Chinese style fried rice, and then a lot of appetizers which are like Indian Chinese style, like chili chicken, what is it, gobi Manchurian, all those things. So we do have Indian Chinese stuff as well.
That's good.
And even we have tandoori style paneer too, so we call paneer tikka.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Which is good. I'm a vegetarian. Being vegetarian, I love it.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask that. Like, I have one person here on the table is vegetarian, one is non-vegetarian. And it's just fun that both you guys together own this restaurant, but also love different style of food. So, what is your favorite vegetarian dish, Ram, at the restaurant?
Malai kofta and saag paneer. Those are my favorite.
Okay.
And even you guys can request like if you want cream or not cream, and chef is very friendly. He can remove the cream and he can make it. So saag paneer, I go without cream and I love it.
It adds up. Actually, it really helps a lot having a vegetarian as a partner. So he makes sure all our vegetarian stuff is good and we have all the stuff needed. So it's kind of really helping having a vegetarian as a partner.
Definitely.
Thanks,
now, so since summer's coming up, tell me a little bit more about the catering. How do you guys do catering, and what would you like to share with others about that?
We do catering. It's very specific to the customer. We can do most of the stuff. Definitely if it's something which is not in our area, because India is such a big country and so many varieties are there. If it's not very specific to we can do, we might not do it. But if we take anything, we definitely make sure it goes well, and we stand up with we stand up by our food, and we definitely make sure our customers are happy. That's our top priority.
Good. Any last comments? And of course, we talked about all the food. We didn't talk about any dessert. I know there's a dessert on the table, and I cannot wait to dig into it. But tell me a little bit more about that too.
It's called carrot halwa. It's basically like in English, most of it called a carrot pudding. It's made Indian style. You take minced carrot, you add nuts, and you add ghee to it, and you marinate and you cook it slowly. Not marinate, but cook it slowly over the stove. It takes a little bit of time, but it comes out really good, very creamy, and ghee in it. These days ghee is the most healthy thing people are following on. So we try to put ghee wherever possible to keep it healthy. We recommend customers to dig it in sometime.
And that's my favorite dessert because it's less sugar, more healthy.
Yeah.
Definitely. We are really excited for this interview. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Asia Festival, and just want to, you guys are doing a segment at the Asia Festival, and we are really happy to showcase all your chefs' work and what your restaurant has to offer. Tell us what your thoughts about the Asia Festival.
We've been to Asia Festival quite a bit of times. It's great to have all the Asian community together in Columbus, Ohio. We love and we enjoy and cherish being part of Asian community. With what's going on right now, we stand up with all our Asian community. We do whatever we have to do to support our Asian community. God bless America, God bless Asia.
Yeah, and Asians have a rich tradition, right? So and good history about like all the countries. So we love to have like attending the Asia Festival physically. Hopefully everything will be cooled down by next year. We'll be joining Asia Festival next year physically. And thanks for giving an opportunity, Chanakya.
Thank you. No problem.
Thank you guys.
All right. Any last word you want to add on? Anything I missed? You can
I
say.
can tell about the spice levels. I know like we have different customers. So they go with the mild, medium and hot, and you can request any spice level. So you can ask them like to remove like chili powder or add anything extra, and our chef is ready to do that one.
Yeah. So there is a lot of people think Indian food restaurant definitely it's going to be very spicy. I cannot handle it, or I may not be able to handle it. But we have a lot of our stuff. It's pretty palatable to everybody. Spice levels, we always make sure we don't go overboard on it. So I think it's pretty popular with everybody. All kind of people are coming in. So we do see that everybody is kind of appreciating our food. I think anybody can try our food.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much.
All right.
A sustainable energy strategy today can lead your business to a reliable and affordable clean energy future. The expectations of investors, customers, and employees raise the stakes no matter your industry. How will you meet the challenge? Partnering with AEP is a great first step. Our geographic diversity brings unique opportunities to generate energy by capturing the wind and absorbing the sun's rays. Our reach is an advantage for all our customers. Between now and 2030, we're adding more than 16,600 megawatts of regulated wind and solar to our offerings. Companies across all industries are joining the electrification movement, and we're leading the way. By supporting our customers in replacing and upgrading their industrial and commercial equipment, we're empowering the transition to a sustainable, reliable, clean energy future. Our own fleet of cars and light-duty trucks will convert to electric options by 2030. Medium and heavy-duty vehicles will convert when EV and hybrid options become available. As a founding member of the Electric Highway Coalition, we're building a network of high-speed chargers to make cross-country travel in EVs seamless and hassle-free. Our partnership with ChargePoint brings the most comprehensive EV charging network, with solutions for every type of business and experts who can connect you with the right solution and guide you through all the logistics. If you're considering adding EV charging capabilities to your new or expanded facilities, we can help. We also provide analysis of distribution circuit capacity for your targeted sites to help you make informed decisions. No matter where you are in the site selection process, count on us to help. Together, we can achieve a reliable, affordable, and clean energy future. Connect with us today. 1-800-360-7483 or aeped.com.
Mark is the best husband and father you could ask for. He's just a big kid.
Best man at my wedding. Just gotta keep him off the dance floor.
It feels so good to be cared for. Back up now, just a little more. The feeling someone's always there, just to show how much they care. The feeling you're not alone. Now she's a part of your home, with so much to protect each day. Caring goes a long, long way. Nationwide is on your side.
Here's to the everyday breakthroughs, to the scientists and innovators who discover them, the curious and courageous who won't give up and never let go. At CAS, we celebrate their journey, providing hindsight to build upon what others have done, delivering insight to accelerate progress, revealing unseen connections and foresight that lead to a better future.
That's much better. Shot ready. Lights. Roll sound. Green screen check. That's not right. Throw in some color, will you? Action.
Everything I am and everything I have is
Line, cut. Can someone give this man another copy of the script?
Quiet on the set. Lights. Camera. Ross. Scene 3, take 2. Calling all girls to the dressing room.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The premiere starts now.
కట్టమింద బలే కట్టమింద పోయే అలకల సిలక బలే కొంది బాల దాని యతాన వండే పొల పొలనైక బలే కొంది బాల
Num, beat it up. Don't play okay, 3, 2, 1. You know I'm the hottest. You ain't never gotta heat me up. I'm present when I'm absent, speaking when I'm not there. All them bitches scary cats, I call them Carol
రంగ హోళీ కేళి చెమ్మకేళి ఖుషి సల్లుకోవాలి పూసుకున్న రంగుల్లే పూసలవ్వాలి దండలో దారమల్లే అంత దాగాలి రంగ హోళీ హోళీ సంబరాల డోలి అందరూ మొయ్యాలి
forgot your line. Okay, girls, let's set the next scene.
Cut! Let's bring in the stunt double.
Okay, boys, let's check the tape.
Light, camera, action.
Hey!
Located in Kyoto's Sagano district is Rakushisha, also known as the Hut of Fallen Persimmons. Hidden amongst the trees, this hermitage was created by Mukai Kyorai, an esteemed Edo period haiku poet who went into seclusion at the age of 27. A few years later, with the support of his patrons, he built this retreat. According to legend, a man once came from the city and offered to buy all the persimmons hanging from the trees on the property. However, that night, a heavy storm passed through the area and every last persimmon fell to the ground, making them unsellable. Hence the name, the Hut of Fallen Persimmons. When Kyorai saw the damage the next day and saw the mountains through the now bare trees, he had an awakening experience, an insight into the impermanence of all life. Kyorai was the chief disciple of Matsuo Basho, the great master of haiku poetry. It is known that Basho visited this location several times. Basho wrote of Kyorai while staying here, "This Kyorai is a really lazy guy, and the grass stands high before the window, while persimmon trees stick out over the roof. Summer rains leaking everywhere, tatami mats and paper doors smell of mold, and finding a place to sleep is not easy." You can see these days, the property is much better taken care of. The cottage has only a few rooms and a small kitchen. It has the feeling of still being occupied by an artist who may have left for a few hours to go into town. In the house are tasteful monuments to Kyorai and Basho, as well as an old straw raincoat and hat hanging on the wall, indicating that the host is in. The garden provides a solemn atmosphere that's fitting for a haiku poet, where one can find stone tablets inscribed with haiku. Still today, many poets make pilgrimages to this hermitage and spend time here writing their own poetry. Traditional haiku requires certain seasonal words, and the over 100 species of plants in the garden provide inspiration for them. Towards the back of the property, this 5-stone monument represents the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and heaven. This monument is dedicated to all haiku poets of the past, present, and future.
Hello, my name is Eddie Yates. I am the leader of Wadaiko Goken taiko group. I've been playing taiko throughout the United States and Japan for the last 25 years. Recently, I decided to move back to the Cincinnati-Dayton area, and I had the opportunity to open up my taiko classes at the Giyu Dojo here in Dayton, Ohio. for example, just lifting up a bachi to hit the drum, we don't just simply lift our hand, but everything is with a purpose. So the bachi is like your finger. So you're pointing to something and you're lifting up to something with purpose and meaning. So this being the beauty part of our style. Also, having strength is very important. Strength is not just about physically strong, but also the way you present yourself, the intensity, and how the crowd and how the people can feel you. We teach our students how to utilize the body properly so they understand which muscles function and which muscles are needed to do the proper form and the proper technique at the time. Anybody can do the drumming. For our classes, we usually accept students from the age 15 and up. So our style also, sometimes people say it's very similar to martial arts training, and it is. A lot of the training we do is very intense. Sometimes we do running, of course, sometimes we do push-ups, sometimes we do physical activity.
Takita jum, takita jum, takita jum, takita junadum, takita jum, takita junadum, takita jum, takidum, 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 takita di, takita takajunadum, takita nam, takita takajunadum, takita takajunadum, takita di, takidum, takita takidum, takita ta. Jundu da dim dim the jundu then the jundu da dim dim the jundu then the jundu da dim the jundu then the jundu dim the jundu then the jundu da dim then the jundu dim the jundu da jum then the jundu then the jundu da dim the jundu da dim kada ta gida da dim kada ta gida da jundu da dim kada
Look at the smile. You're gonna get credit. We'll get there. You want to go for it? You want earrings too? Woo! Okay.
Here's to the everyday breakthroughs, to the scientists and innovators who discover them, the curious and courageous who won't give up and never let go. At CAS, we celebrate their journey, providing hindsight to build upon what others have done, delivering insight to accelerate progress, revealing unseen connections and foresight that lead to a better future.
From morning coffee runs to family trips, away games, campouts, and weekend projects. No adventure is too big for the Honda lineup with available all-wheel drive. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
It feels so good to be cared for. Back up now, just a little more. The feeling someone's always there, just to show how much they care. The feeling you're not alone. Now she's a part of your home, with so much to protect each day. Caring goes a long, long